We're going to talk about a review of the Beachside Hotel and Suites that's in Cocoa Beach, Port Canaveral Hotel. So my family of 5 and I stayed at this resort. We were actually going to be going on Wonder of the Seas, the largest cruise ship under Royal Caribbean. So stay tuned, there'll be more reviews on that as well. And so we stayed at the Beachside Hotel and Suites. And we're going to give you a thorough review about what we liked, what we didn't like, and things to do around there. So first of all, it is a resort-like feel. It is a great place, I would say, for 1 or 2, maybe 3 overnight stays. I would not say it's something you would stay there for a week. It's not big enough. Now, there's plenty to do at Cocoa Beach. So if you're looking for a reasonable cost, it definitely has that. But it wouldn't be one that you would just stay there every single day, all day long for a week. When we flew in, so it's about an hour from Orlando's International Airport, and we flew into Orlando. We hired Mears Transportation, which obviously was wonderful, by the way. Usually we rent a car. We were not able to get a rental because it was a peak season and we were just late in booking that. So we used Mears Travel, which I would highly recommend. They picked us up at the airport. They had our name. They waited for our luggage and they brought us right to the resort. So that was really seamless. The location is great. It is right next to the Ron John's Surf Shop. And it's also next to like mini golf, ice cream shops, lots of restaurants, and a grocery store to walk literally within a block distance. So the location is fantastic. It is one street off of the beach though. So you do have to cross, I think it's called Atlantic Drive or Atlantic Beach Drive to get to the beach. But there is a private access for that resort to the beach. So you cross the street, and there'll be a little narrow kind of pathway that you'll walk through, and there is the beach. So really close, literally a 2-minute walk. They have beach chairs and umbrellas and things and wagons that you can rent at the resort. And some of it's free as well to bring to the beach if you like. So the location was awesome. It is 1 mile from the pier. And so you can walk to the pier. I actually walked to the pier on the beach side a couple times actually on the beach because it's a very soft, smooth sand beaches if you haven't been there. Or it's a 1 mile walking on the sidewalk as well if you want to get down to the pier, which has some more options down there as well. You can rent, there's bikes to use, and we did not use the bikes, but I know other people did. There are golf carts to rent. So again, lots of little options there at this resort that we really found helpful for anybody that might want to use that you might find helpful as well. Again, I talked about it's right next to the Lighthouse Cove mini golf course. Great ice cream and drinks. We actually had a blast there. Got ice cream both nights. Not ashamed to say that. And the ice cream was fantastic and very reasonably priced with lots of options. And me and my 2 sons actually did some mini golfing there as well. And it was really fun. You can do mini golf and they have little like QR codes on the mini golf course. You just use your phone and scan it and they bring the drink to you. So I know my son got a couple beers while we were mini golfing, which was really fun. And again, literally directly across from the resort. So walkable, no issues there whatsoever. It has a private parking lot just for that resort. So easy to park. Again, we did not rent a car, but we definitely could have. Very easy parking, and it was included in your cost of the resort as well. If you're finding this helpful so far, please give me a like and subscribe. It helps move my channel forward so I can bring more of this travel tips to you. So we got 2 suite rooms, 2 poolside or pool view suite rooms. So those had a small sink. It had a small Keurig pot of coffee. It had a small refrigerator. It had a kind of living room, I guess I'll call it, with a small table and a couple ottoman chairs, a couch, a small desk, obviously the bathroom, and then 2 queen size beds. And then the couch actually pulled out. So you could sleep 6 people there. And we had 2 of those rooms that were next to each other for our family. Again, the pool, there was a balcony that overlooked the pool on each room. I will say it does get loud. It was a happening place, which was kind of fun. I mean, there was music playing in the afternoon with a DJ, but it was pretty loud in the pool. So the soundproofing on that side was not good. Now, the pool closed at 11 p.m., We were there in July, so it was peak season. Once the pool closed, then it was very quiet and we didn't hear anything. Air conditioning was good. We didn't have any issues with that, with fans. The only thing we did have is there was a light burnt out in the bathroom. We called the customer service number. They do ask if you're going to be in the room, and if you're not going to be in the room, they would like your verbal permission to go into the room. We didn't have a problem with that. They came and fixed the light and everything was fine. But I will say, just keep that in mind if you have little kids or want to go to bed early, that it can be loud in the poolside room while the pool is in session. Again, the pool was busy, but it really wasn't overwhelming. Really need to get there. We got there at 9 a.m. to get chairs. People do save chairs. Let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about that? Do you feel that people should be able to save chairs if they're using it and going back and forth or not? I guess I'd like to know your opinion. But the first day we were there, we obviously got there midday, and so we did not have chairs, but it really wasn't an issue. The next morning, I was up early with coffee anyway, doing my walk, so I did get a couple chairs saved for our family. And so you do have to do that if you want chairs, but I would say it really wasn't that necessary. It was hot. There is a lazy river. So the pool's configuration, I guess I'll call it, is it has I think it was an 8 or 9 inch like platform where kids could play if you were younger, or if you just wanted to sit and just had your lower half in the water, it had a nice big platform for that. Then it had a smaller pool portion where if you want to stand or swim or have your kids jump into the pool, there was a smaller portion for that. But really what we loved was it had a small lazy river and it was a decent current. They provided yellow inner tubes that were very, very comfortable. And that the current just took you around this small little lazy river. You were allowed to have drinks, which was great. So you could have a drink and sit on your inner tube. And I think we did that for about 4 hours on the one morning, and it was lovely. I will say it did get busy at times. There were bottlenecks at times, but people were really respectful. Some people were just walking the current, and I did that a few times just to get some steps in. Some people were on the inner tube. Some people weren't using a tube at all. But people were pretty respectful. And even during peak season, we still felt like it was very, very comfortable. One thing to keep in mind, there was no lifeguard on duty. So if you do have little ones that you're concerned about that, keep that in mind. There's no lifeguard on duty. There was a bar and grill called the Duck Dive. And that was the bar and grill. We did get like nachos and drinks there. It had certain hours of the day, and the nachos were great. Drinks were great. And so that was open every day from when we were there. I can't remember the hours exactly. I'll try to post it if we still have that. But it went into the evening as well. There was a DJ playing music, usually started around 1 p.m. until about 4. So there was always some music playing, and actually, we even had people dancing in the afternoon in the area. There was usually some events that were happening, small events kind of on the lawn area by the pool. The breakfast buffet was also included with your fare, and it was very large. Now, I would say there was a good selection. Our family would argue the quality wasn't very good. We're not that picky, but the quality for us wasn't that good. Now, we're not big breakfast eaters anyway. So a yogurt for me is just fine. But if you're one, it did have sausage and pancakes and eggs and croissants and yogurt and things like that. But in our opinion, the quality wasn't very good. But it was a very large buffet, plenty of chairs to sit at inside and outside. So you will have those options, which is great. It also had coffee 24 hours a day in the lobby. So if you're one like me that gets up early and you want to have a cup of coffee or go for a walk with coffee, which is what I did, it does have coffee 24 hours a day in the main lobby. In the lobby as well, it has a little area that sells some essentials like some laundry detergent, some sunblock. We did do laundry. There are laundry facilities in the resort. So we decided to do laundry. We were there for 2 days just to have a couple days worth before we got on the cruise ship. And that was fine. They were smaller dryers, so we did have to use more than one. You do need coins. It is not a card laundry, and they do have coins at the main lobby quarters for those laundry facilities if you don't have quarters with you. Customer service was fantastic. Now, there was no daily housekeeping, but I would say the customer service was awesome. We called down for fresh towels. We had it within an hour. Very, very accommodating that way. I felt like people were always walking around monitoring. So if you needed anything, I never felt like we had to wait for somebody from a customer service standpoint. And so that was very, very good. I would say too, we got there early. So again, we had Mears transportation. So I think we got there somewhere between 11 and noon time period in the room. I think check-in was maybe 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So one of our rooms of the two was ready. And so for $60, they charged us a fee of $60. We were able to access that room right away. Since it was before noon, then I think it goes down to maybe $35 if it's between noon and 3, which we were fine paying. So just to have the room to be able to drop our luggage off, we changed into shorts and a swimsuit so we can enjoy the things right away. So keep that in mind that they may have a room ready for you, but there may be a charge to use that room. They were very upfront about it, and they were fine if we wanted to wait. We paid it. We thought it was worth it. So keep that in mind as well. Again, I talked about there was some restaurants that were all within walking distance that we went to. And the first one, which really literally is right next door to the hotel, which we did at lunch on that first day, was called the Shark Pit and Grill. And that was kind of nice. It had lots of options for food. It had an aquarium. And actually, while we were there, they have eels in the aquarium. And they were feeding the eels while we were there. And so that was kind of cool because we hadn't actually seen that before. So that was kind of a fun experience. Customer service was great. My son and I ordered the margarita flight to try. And my favorite, if you're interested in that, was the jalapeno margarita. Jaden's favorite, my son's favorite, was the key lime pie margarita. But that was kind of fun. Again, reasonably priced. We had the fried gator bites. We had the nachos. And the food was very good. We felt reasonably priced and literally right next door, and the customer service was great. The second restaurant that we visited was called Brano's. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Brano's Italian Grill. Again, reasonable price. They had happy hour that went until, I believe it was 6 p.m. I mean, I think we got there like 5:30 or 5:45. And so it was half off some of the main entrees. So the price was really reasonable with the half off. Great food. We got a large pizza, was pasta, and different varieties of Italian with great bread and oil to dip it in with seasoning. The quality was very good. The service was very good. There was a line. So again, we got there somewhere between 5:30 and 5:45 at night. And I would say by like 6:15, there was a line, but it has indoor and outdoor seating. And we found it to be very, very good. The third restaurant we visited while we were there, it was the Old Fish House. And again, this apparently was the first kind of restaurant or fish house that was open at Cocoa Beach. And it's opened since 1975. And it has like original, what they shared with us, the owner shared with us, never can't be replaced kind of art decor. Now it's tucked in. It's not on the water. It's kind of tucked into like not a mart area, but an area that has little stores and some stores, but it was within walking distance. But you walk in and it has that kind of cool, old fisherman vibe, I guess I'll call it. And it has different art that he said is from 1970s, from the original, are on the wall. And so that was kind of neat. The crab poppers were excellent in my opinion. The crab cake sandwich was fresh. He says, whatever fish that he gets in that morning is kind of what's cooked. So my husband, he said he had 2 jumbo blue crab that the owner had. And so Jason ordered the jumbo blue crab. And excellent, he said. And then my son ordered the fried fish platter. You can get that grilled or blackened. He got it fried. Again, reasonable price, good quality, fresh seafood. And just a fun place to eat as well. And then the last place we ate at was the Fish Camp Grill. Now this we took an Uber down. This was down by the pier because we had eaten there in the past and we decided to try it again. So we took an Uber. The Uber was like $8 again during peak time. So really reasonable cost to go that mile. You could walk it. It happened to be 102 degrees the day that we were doing this. So we thought, no, we had a long day in the pool. We were going to take the Uber. And then we had the blackened mahi-mahi, which I highly recommend. It was awesome. The key lime pie was the best we had anywhere. And we had a lot of key lime pie those few days. The camp boil, my son and husband said was really good. And then they ordered the Swamp Friends, which was like shrimp and gator bites and catfish. And Jaden said that was really, really good as well. They have a happy hour Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. where you get half off drinks and appetizers as well. We were there after that price, but keep that in mind if you're looking for more of a budget-friendly area. They do have half off drinks. So if you really look, there's quite a few happy hours that goes till 5 or 6. So if you're one that can eat early or want a late lunch, you can really get half off of really quality food if you look for those happy hour options. So highly recommend that as well. So again, would we stay at the Beachside Hotel and Suites again? And yes, we absolutely would. It was a reasonable cost. It was a great accommodation. Location literally couldn't be beat. So when we do another cruise out of Port Canaveral, we absolutely will stay there again. Hopefully you found this helpful. Please give me a like and subscribe. It helps move my channel forward so we can bring more of these things to you. Stay tuned for Wonder of the Seas, which is also where we went on, so we'll be having more reviews for that. And let me know in the comments below, what questions do you have about this hotel? We'll try to answer those for you and take a look at this next video.